Just a content warning, I would not advise watching this video on a bus or in a public place or surrounded by people if you do not have headphones. There will be a lot of talk about sexual activity. You have been warned. Hi friends, it is Sam and welcome to the ACE episodes. Today I wanted to talk about asexuals and sex. So I was talking recently with someone about asexuality and they mentioned that aces don't have sex, and it brought back to my attention the fact that people do think this, and it's a very common misconception about asexuality. So today I thought I'd make a little video on it because, contrary to popular belief, we're not all virgins. Asexuality means that you lack sexual attraction, which means if you look at someone, the first thing that comes to mind is not the fact that you want to have sex with them. You feel no sexual desire. You may look at them and think, damn, you are divine visually, but you won't feel the desire to have them all up on/in you. However, this does not mean that you wouldn't enjoy having them all up on/in you. Just because you don't feel sexual attraction doesn't mean you don't experience sexual desire or arousal. The human body is the human body, and if you experience romantic attraction and form a romantic bond with this person / just date them and they initiate sex, that doesn't mean to say you won't enjoy it. You can still feel stimulated by the initiation of sexual activity, and once you get going, you may enjoy it. Asexuality is basically the lack of the initial sexual attraction. You don't look at someone and think, I want to bang them. On the flip side of that, a lot of aces don't like / want sex. I think I've always floated in the middle of that, so I like to think of myself as sex indifferent because I am an asexual. I don't feel sexual attraction. I no longer feel arousal. I used to, but not anymore. And I don't enjoy sex. Again, I have enjoyed sex in the past, but I don't now. This brings us onto the topic of demisexuality, the midway point between allosexual, which means you feel sexual attraction, and asexual, which means you don't. Demis fall somewhere in the middle, where they really need to form a special bond with a person before they can start feeling sexually attracted to them. This is not a trust thing. This isn't, oh, I'm gonna have sex with you when I know that I can trust you. This isn't feeling sexual attraction with someone but waiting until they're in love with you. This is a deeper thing. This is a connection thing, which I totally understand. I think that when I was younger, I may have been more demi than ace, because with my first real relationship, which was with a girl, I felt romantic feelings for her. We got together and then I started to develop sexual attraction towards her as our relationship grew, which is what demisexuality pretty much is. But as you can probably tell, what with all my rambling and my terrible explanation of how some aces enjoy sex, I can only really draw from my own experience and what I've read on comments and online. And I know that there are some aces who enjoy sex, some aces who can take it or leave it, some aces who will do it because their partner enjoys it. There are some aces who do it just to have children. There are some aces who will only do it, say, once a year, once their sex drive is kind of replenished over time. it's so interchangeable with each ace. As I keep saying, with almost every episode, the ace spectrum is infinite. But just to myth bust the opinion that asexuals are celibate virgins, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an in-depth history into my sex life. So I've touched on this a little bit before in my sexuality history video, which was one of my first ever ace episodes, but I never really explained my feelings when I had sex with each of these people. What my brain did, what my body did, and I think it might give you a bit of an insight into how an asexual's mind works. So like I said, it was kind of a demisexual sort of perspective with my first girlfriend. I felt arousal when she would initiate things, and I enjoyed it when she would have sex with me, and obviously my body did respond in the normal way that your body responds to certain stimuli. And that was all well and good, but I still felt like I didn't like sex, even though we'd do it and I'd enjoy it. I think afterwards / during, I just felt wrong. I felt dirty. I felt like I was doing something bad, and I felt ashamed of myself. My next sort of relationship with a girl never really took off, but there were always these thoughts in my head like, how am I gonna make it work with her without having sex? And I was about 17, 18 at this point. I had no idea about asexuality or what it was. I just really wanted to be in this sexless relationship with this girl, but it was something I'd never heard of, so I assumed it was something that didn't exist. And then came the loss of my hetero virginity, which was not fun. Before it even happened, like, I wasn't into it at all. I didn't feel like, as I sat next to this boy watching Aladdin, I really wanted to rip his clothes off. And when he initiated it and walked me through it, he was sweet, but I didn't enjoy the touching. It hurt. I didn't enjoy the sex itself. And again, I just felt dirty. It was just gross. And I didn't like it. I felt no arousal, no sexual attraction, no enjoyment, nothing. But we did it twice more before he dumped me. And I didn't enjoy it either time then either. I didn't initiate it, I didn't want it. It was just blah, not enjoyable. And my final sexual partner, it felt like my second virginity loss. Well, third, I guess. It felt like another virginity loss because it had been a few years since I'd had sex with the first guy, and I still didn't know what I was doing because I'd had sex a grand total of 3 times. He'd done everything and just let me lie there. Sorry, TMI. So I was still on page 1. I didn't know what I was doing. And again, the first time I did it with him hurt. And then when the pain started to go away, it started to get easier. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, to be honest. Arousal, nothing. And orgasm, forget about it. Never had one. It kind of evolved into something I just did because I was expected to. I thought it was the right thing to do, and I knew he wanted to do it. And I assumed it would be something I would start to enjoy as I got better at it, but I never did because I was always unenthusiastic / never aroused / didn't want to do it particularly. So yeah, that ended and I was straight back on Tinder once I'd gotten over the fact that I'd been horrifically dumped by someone because I wasn't good at sex. Then came the epiphany. I met this guy on Tinder. On paper he was perfect for me. After our second date, I went back to his place and there was nothing beyond kissing. And even that didn't feel right to me. And there was a lot of kissing. But again, nothing happened after that. I went home and it dawned on me how apprehensive I was for the coming sex. I wouldn't say I was scared because I wasn't scared, and I wouldn't say I was repulsed because that seems like too extreme a word. So I'm gonna say I was repelled. I didn't want to have sex with this guy who was lovely and friendly and funny. I just didn't want to, and I didn't want to kiss him either. There was nothing there. I felt nothing. And I was like, why? Why don't I feel anything? This guy is a vegetarian and he likes all the things I like, and he's funny and he's super good looking. Why am I dead inside? So I ended it with him. And I do like to think of him as my epiphany, because in a parallel universe we could still be together today. But I am a romantic asexual, and he helped me to discover that, and I'm eternally grateful to him for that. So yeah, I hope that this little in-depth TMI conversation busted the myth that asexuals can't have sex. I've always been asexual, I've just not known the label, and I have had and enjoyed sex in my life. And there are plenty of asexual people out there who do still enjoy and have sex. This is just a little introduction to a two-part episode called Aces Have Sex, because I am hoping to enlist the help of fellow asexuals to answer a few questions about sex. And hopefully I can make another collab video with my aces about their own experiences with sex. I feel like this is something that needs to be explained properly for those who don't understand, or for those who may believe they're asexual but still enjoy sex and are confused about the whole concept. Hopefully this compilation will come very soon, and I hope you're here for it. I hope you enjoyed this little rambly video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. Sources are always in the description below if you want to learn more about asexuality. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!